Whoa, it has been a while. My eyes look all tired. So, hi, YouTube. Follow me on TikTok. If you're going to like this series, I'll do like 1 minute updates there, but this is where I'll go into depth. And what am I doing? Other than running on like zero sleep, I'm going to be awake for 32 hours, 36 hours, something like that. So yesterday, okay, let me back up a little bit. So my grandfather ran away from home when he was 14, and he told us it was his mother had died, his stepmother was the wicked stepmother kind of stories, and the only thing we knew was his father's name was Teodoro, and he had a sister named Herminia, which is my mom's name. That's why they named my mom Herminia. So that was it. That was all we knew. So I've kind of dabbled with Ancestry.com, for like 15 years, maybe even 10 years, and just kind of played around. My father, and this is on my mother's side. My father's side, like, they can trace their family back years. So I know that part. And I'm actually going to update. And so I started working on my memory book, and it started with the family tree. So I kind of thought I'd redo my ancestry. And then I turned around yesterday and met someone with the same last name as me, and we were kind of talking, looked like a family member who's deceased. And he says, are you sure? Because up until now, all the history that we've looked at, although we've always believed we were Mexican, from my grandfather's side. My grandmother really was from Mexico. And sorry, I'm like on no sleep. So, and then in the research a few years ago, it came up that we were not Peruvian. I can't even remember. From a different Latin country, though. Still Latin. So that's kind of what we've believed the last 5 years. And trust me, when I get some sleep, I'll be able to go back and fill in details. So last night, I was like, I've been thinking about redoing my Ancestry.com. Now it's just the time to do it. Reopen my Ancestry.com. And so a couple things is my grandfather isn't in the 1920 census, but someone else with a different name, last name, same birthday is. They disappear in the 1930 census when him, Martin, reappears. So that's just kind of odd. And then I was looking at his stuff where he signed up for the military's enlistment papers, and someone else signed as mother. So now I'm thinking everything that we thought we knew, like literally we didn't. So you guys can join me on this journey of tangling the weed, the web. And it's going to be fun. I'm actually really intrigued and interested in it. I've been re-updating my Ancestry.com. I redid my profile on, hey, this is what we know. We found out we don't know anything. Everything's just assumptions. My grandfather died in 1987. And he never talked about his family. Like, you can ask my mom, and she has a memory of the aunt visiting when they were in Yuma, but the last name was Garcia. But then it's just a tangled web, and I'm actually really excited. That's part of the reason why I haven't slept. So I am going to kind of let you guys know what I'm doing and kind of work on this at least weekly for the next year, because I paid for a year's subscription. Or I'm also going to the Ancestry DNA and to see how that opens up more doors and stuff. So I hope you guys are in for this adventure. And like I said, I'll be updating on TikTok and here daily. I'll have an actual entire playlist that's just family history search. And then I'll actually fill in my father's side also. I think because he knows so much of his history, I procrastinated in talking to him about it and actually filling it in, which isn't fair to him either, or myself. So yeah, and like I said, I haven't slept. So after talking to this gentleman at work at 10 o'clock last night, I started doing all this, and things just kind of kept on flowing. And then I was responding to emails. It's been 5 years since I logged back on, so I was updating and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do today as an update. So it's kind of continuation because I haven't slept, so to me it's the same day. Still day one. I am going to, sorry for the helicopters, but military town. I am going to actually make a second family tree, like two more. Which really cool with Ancestry.com, you can do several different trees. And I'm going to remove anything beyond my grandfather on his side that I have on there because that's all assumptions, and move it into a second tree. And then that way, as I know information on my actual family tree, I'll put it in there. And I think that's going to be kind of cool and really fun to just join because something else popped up, which was a completely different family. The father's name was Bifedro, but the mom's maiden last name was Garcia. And so my mom has this name Garcia stuck in her head. So I'm thinking maybe it's them. And they had a Martin and a Herminia in their family. So I am going to do that one as a third